Right, okay, so let me continue now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we've spoken about the aspect of men. If you guys have any questions, just send me a message. Right, regarding the monthly menses of a woman. So she's either in the state of menstruation, or her menstruation starts during the day, or menstruation stops during the day. We've got a question here. Regarding the fidya, I did mention it's around about £3, but it changes every year, right? So it's best to ask a local scholar. I think for this year it's about £3.50 per fast. Okay. So if a woman is in her monthly menses during the month of Ramadan, she may eat in a manner that no fasting person sees her eating, because in the monthly menses, a woman is not allowed to keep a fast. Likewise, a woman who was fasting experiences menses during the day, she must eat in a manner that no fasting person sees her. It is incorrect to refrain from eating to create a likeness with those that are fasting. She is allowed to eat during the day if she experiences a certain situation. Okay. If a woman's menstruation stops during the day of Ramzan, she must conduct herself like a fasting person for the remainder of the day. Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa anha reported that we passed through this through the menses, and we were ordered to complete the fast later, but we were not ordered to complete the prayers. And as you may know, that there's no qaza for the salah that a woman experiences through her menses, while on her menses, but there is qaza for the fasting. Does a nursing woman have to fast? If a nursing woman feels that she or her child's health will be endangered by fasting, she will be excused from fasting that day and will have to make up for qaza. And this also goes same for a woman, right, who is about to have a baby. She'll also be excused from fasting if she can't fast, if she thinks that it's going to endanger the baby. Does a person have to perform the qaza fasts immediately after Ramzan? The answer is no. It's not necessary to do it immediately after Ramzan. However, it's recommended to keep the qaza of Ramazan as soon as possible. Now, after Ramzan, you may know that there's something called the 6 fasts of Shawwal. Now, these 6 fasts of Shawwal can be kept throughout Shawwal, anytime, the 6. And each fast is equivalent to 10 fasts. And this is why the scholars say that a person who fasts throughout Ramadan and then also fasts an additional 6 is like a person who has fasted all year. So making of Miss Ramzan fast and the 6 fasts of Shawwal, one should principally make an intention of qaza, because qaza is the fast of Ramzan is more important. So combining the fast of Ramzan and Shawwal, to be honest, is not really possible, because the primary intention should be the fast of Ramzan, making qaza. As a secondary intention, a person can make the intention of Shawwal. Inshallah, with the mercy of Allah Ta'ala, a person would get both rewards by doing so. However, it's better that one makes up for the missed fast separately from the fast of Shawwal. Since some scholars have said that combining, it's not a good idea, and it can change a person. It can be detrimental to one's intention, because the qaza of Ramadan have to be intended with the intention of farz, completing the farz. What happens if I never fasted all my life? Do I have to do qaza and kafara this qaza? The answer is only qaza, because kafara only takes place if a person has broken the fast. If a person hasn't fasted at all, there's no kafara. Kafara only takes place when a person has broken a fast after starting it. Fasting on an airplane, I mean, I've talked about fasting as a traveler very briefly. Although there is concession for a traveler not to fast. However, if a person does fast while traveling, there'll be massive rewards. So now the question is, what do we do about Sehri and Iftari time on an airplane? So what you would then do is just rely on the time zone you're flying on. So whichever time zone you are in, by asking the air host or air hostess, a person can then start or end their fast. Also, a question I did get a few years back. Somebody asked me a question that, let's say, for example, that a person had kept 30 fasts here, and then that person is now traveling to Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, wherever, and over there, they've only completed 29 fasts. So you've done a full 30. So now you're there. So basically back in England, it's Eid. And in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, it's Ramzan. So what do we do? The answer is because the ayah of the Quran Kareem says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ, whosoever witnesses the month of Ramadan must fast. So hence, even though you'll be keeping 31 fasts, you will need to fast with the people of Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, even though it would be your 31st fast. Okay. We also have a very important worship during the month of Ramadan known as i'tikaf, where a person secludes themselves in the masjid. Now, this can only be done, for men, it can only be done in the masjid. For women, it can be done in the house, where they will seclude themselves in a certain portion of the house. To reside the last 10 nights and days of Ramadan in the masjid is sunnah muakkada. So a few people from the locality need to do this, otherwise the whole locality would be sinful. The conditions of i'tikaf are being Muslim, being sane, being pure, and having intention. Ibn Abbas narrates that whosoever performs i'tikaf for a day, and this could also be nafil i'tikaf, doesn't have to be the sunnah i'tikaf, Allah Ta'ala will spread 3 trenches between him or her and between the fire of hell. A massive reward for i'tikaf. And in the month of Ramadan, it actually increases. The Prophet ﷺ, he made i'tikaf till the end of his life. He always made i'tikaf of the last 10 days of Ramadan. This was a continuous act which he did until the Prophet ﷺ passed away. Things that are permitted during i'tikaf: eating permitted, sleeping is permitted, discussing matters of deen or necessary talk. See, the whole objective of i'tikaf is to make sure that a person worships Allah Ta'ala in the masjid. That's the whole point. And also, one of the main objectives is to find the night of power. And the night when a person is residing in the masjid, inshallah, he will definitely be able to see the night of power, because he's in the masjid and will probably be doing one of the main ibadats, one of the main worships. One is permitted to leave the masjid if it's a necessary bath. A person needs to do wuzu, answer the call of nature. But one's got to know that if a person comes out without any valid Shari'i reason, Islamic reason, then that would nullify the i'tikaf, and a person would need to make qaza. I'tikaf for women, it can only be done in the house. It can be done in the masjid as well, but again, circumstances don't allow that, and for many other reasons. But a woman should perform i'tikaf in the home, where she performs the daily prayers, or she can appoint a certain place in the house where she can do her ibadat. Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. I think I described this very briefly last time. This is the night in which the Quran Sharif was revealed, and the night of power is either on the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th, or 29th. So if a person cannot worship Allah Ta'ala fully on all the last 10 nights, then as a minimum, these 5 nights should not be ignored. By worshipping Allah Ta'ala, one of these nights is equal to the worship of more than 83 years of worship. I mean, just having the value, just having this value of ibadat in our life, one night would be, enough for a person's success. The dua that should be read during this night frequently is Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. There are many other duas, making sure a person does plenty of ibadat, plenty of recitation, make amal of salatul tasbih, read plenty of Durood Sharif, and other such ibadats at that time. Regarding Taraweeh Salah, so Taraweeh Salah is 20 rakats. Some people say it's 8, but that's incorrect. It's 20 rakats, 20 units. Taraweeh Salah is sunnat muakkada for both men and women. For men, they should pray in the masjid. For women, they can pray at home. Men are also allowed to pray at home under certain circumstances. The time of Taraweeh starts after Isha Salah, and just a little ends at just a little before the Fajr Salah. If one has missed a few rakats of Taraweeh and the Imam has commenced the Witr Salah, then the Muqtadi may join the Witr and complete the remainder of his Taraweeh thereafter, as long as, because like I said, the time of Taraweeh starts after Isha Salah. It's 20 rakats with 10 salams, and after every 4 rakats, it's preferable to sit for a while and take a rest. In that portion of time, a person may do any ibadat that they wish to do. It's makruh to perform Taraweeh sitting down. If a person has the strength to stand up, a person should not be sitting down, although it would be still valid. If a person does not get the Jamaat for the Farz of Isha, then he should perform his Farz alone and then join the Jamaat for Taraweeh, because as I mentioned before, Taraweeh Salah, the time for Taraweeh Salah starts after Isha Salah. Regarding Witr Salah, it'll be performed with Jamaat. This can only be done in the month of Ramadan. Normally, any Nafal Salah, any Sunnah Salah, any Wajib Salah cannot be performed in Jamaat. It cannot be performed in congregation. But during the month of Ramadan, due to its virtue, it can be performed and should be performed in congregation. I'm going to end the session here today. The next section is about zakah. Now, there won't be any session during the month of Ramadan. If there is any session during the month of Ramadan, I will let you know by WhatsApp message. But other than that, I will end the session here. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be waiting for the next 5 minutes or so. Assalamu alaikum.